Hi and welcome. I am Story Dreamers, and will be a podcast about the manga I read in 2017. This is not a top 10 list, and this is not a list of manga from 2017, but manga I read in 2017. Think of this list as me looking back at my reading of manga in 2017 and share it with you. Nothing more. I'll talk freely about each manga, even if I spoiler it a little bit. I will not spoiler it so much, but a little bit. So when you see the manga name on screen with the picture, be warned, I maybe spoil it, but a little bit. If something big, I will try not to do that. This video will be one of two videos. This video will cover the manga that either is ongoing right now, or I didn't complete for some reason or another, because I still reading it. I will make another video soon, maybe next week, for the manga I read in 2017 and finish it. So, let's go on. Okay, even that I said earlier that in the screen I will put each manga by its own with that name, but there are 7 mangas that I want to talk about them fast and just get rid of them because I don't think I read enough to talk about them for so long. But still, I want to talk about them, and that's other thing that I just start reading, or there are not enough chapters to talk about them for real in this video. The first one is Battle Paradise. A guy go to another world. I forgot what this kind of manga and anime called, but yeah, like another world kind of scenario. And oh fuck, this maybe I don't even get into a game because it's about this guy who get into another world and he's like a pretty guy, so he can disguise himself as a woman. You can see where this is going, but you will not know where this is going. He in a world where there are no men. The concept of man does not exist. Like, men existed 3,000 years ago and they disappear. And you think about what, and because of that, women of that world, not just they don't know what man is, but for some reason, they are vulnerable to men. Like, if they see men, just like, they will go crazy. Oh no, man. Like, oh my god, going to another world mangas and anime was bad fanfic kind of dream world, going to another world where you saw. This put sword art online in a lower level of dream fantasy. This is a world where a guy, if he touch a woman, and I'm not kidding, he touch a woman, she explode. She just boom. It's like she just go into the word I cannot say in YouTube. Like, whoa, come on. There are good men in the sex thing, but you're taking it to another level, and for no reason. There are a mystery of this world. This is why I don't want to put a judgment about it if it's good, bad kind of scenario, because there are a mystery. You can see there are those monsters that look like men, so you maybe men in this world exist, but they turn into monsters for some reason. So this is why I don't want to judge it right now. Dungeon Seeker is interesting mangas. Actually, maybe from all these mangas that I put them for later, this is the better one. It's about a guy who go to another world again, and this world controlled by this weird demon, and come on, let's go to this big dungeon he forced to get into to level up, and he turned from this weaker guy to an insane badass with he just start losing his mind while living up, being the strongest thing ever. Another manga that sometimes make me for a little bit time I was thinking it is the same manga, but like, oh no, it's different. What called Level 999 no Muru Bit 2? No Bit 2, which is about this guy who is a farmer, and in this world, which is like based on RPG games, which is not about like someone go to another world, but it is like kind of RPG base, and farmers do not go beyond level 1. In like highest level maybe 15, and the highest level is 99 for like even the strongest hero ever. This guy is level 999, and he is a farmer, and even that he doesn't have skills or anything, he's just a very very strong guy. Even if he take a stone and throw it, it like will make things explode. Something like OnePunch-Man in fantasy world, but with a plot, because there are a plot, but I cannot see it going on for now. This is maybe go to anywhere. It can be something short and fun, or maybe become the next Naruto-ish thing, because there are like so many characters, so many plot, so many fighting. It is kind of fun manga, but I cannot judge it right now. Perfect Health is not a manga, it is a manhwa, which is a Korean manga, which is in color. And people who know about how manhwa go, yes, this is almost hentai. It is about a world where this place, there are two cities for men, cities for women, and this two city on war. And if you asking how they make children, well, this is the stupid part. They go on war with each other for fighting. If a man and a woman fight, when a man win, he have the right to have sex with this woman. Now you say it like, oh, sorry for that, and you say, oh, what if the woman won? Well, she have sex with that guy. So why they're fighting? If they're fighting for the right to have sex with each other, and if he won, they will have sex. If she want to have sex, why fighting? Just have sex. It's like weird. The concept of this manga is just weird. Like every time, like I stop. Like the reason I stop, maybe that like this does not make any sense. Why they're fighting? How they have kids? How they have normal life? How anything function in this world? It's like weird, very very weird. And the main character's superpower is that he have a big dick. So yeah, the next manga is something I watch as an anime. It's called Sora no Oto Shimono, which is about like this angel who fall from a sky, and the guy find her, and she's like not an angel but like an angel-ish looking robot, and she's like death machine. She very strong and all that, and she can guarantee him wishes. It is like harem manga, funny. I love the anime so much. I have all the 3 DVDs, 3 DVD Blu-ray sets, which is the movie and the season 1 and 2. I love the anime a lot. The manga I start reading but stop, and now I want to see the end, because of course the anime didn't finish the story. The artwork of the manga is different than the anime a lot. This is why I want to give it another to see it later, to judge it that way, because it like give different feeling, but it's very good. So what I can say is very good. Yurihime Wild Rose is very hard to judge that way. It is need its own video to just to judge it, because it is a long anthology series full of one shots of your stories by so many writers. So you cannot say that this is the quality and they will stay on this quality, because every time they have different writer, different artist, different view. Maybe small, maybe the first volume I read was like all short stories, but maybe later they will have longer stories, so I don't know. The last manga that I will talk about in this segment is 14 Sai no Koi, which is Love at 14, which is about a guy and a girl who love with each other, and they are in middle school, they are 14 years old, and there are like other love stories going on in this school, and I lost interest, even that everyone in manga Reddit page seemed to like it and recommend it a lot. But yeah, for now. Oh, now let's go to the bad. Yeah, we will start from the bad, then the meh, then the good. I want to do that because I don't want to like start with the good thing and go to the bad and then like disappointed. And now we'll start with the worst and good. By the way, in this bad segment, there are only one manga, but like for some reason in the complete manga video I will make next time, I have more than that. For some reason I complete a lot of bad manga this year, but give up only on one. This is say a lot about me. This manga is cute, and it's recommended to me by Manga Reddit because like I was like want to read something cheerful, cute, and have no problem, and someone suggests that, which is, by the way, it is. It's called Sui Youbi, which is very cute manga. Until you understand what the story is about. It's about this guy, Japanese, of course in Japan this is manga, and he gets married. There's nothing wrong with that, except that he ordered a male and a bride and male, and she's from this I don't know, Afghanistan or some country like in South Asia. And okay, this is the bad part. She's maybe 10. If you see the picture right now on the video, you can see why. Yeah, that was not a thing I want to talk about. Like, what's wrong with you, Japan? And yes, what's wrong with you, Japan? But nothing like sexual happened in the story at all. It's all cute, which is make it kind of creepy, and like everyone in the story is like very okay with him ordering a bride in male, and she's 10. What's wrong with you? And there, in the last chapter, there was like starting having like romantic look at each other, like jealousy and stuff like that. Like you know what? I don't want to read that anymore. It's like when I start like thinking about it that way, like, and besides that, the story have like no merit, no meaning. It is just cute, which is not a bad thing. I like that, but when you think about like so yeah, I give up on that one, and I will not recommend that. Now we'll go to the meh category. This is the stuff that I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's very good. Even that I enjoy it that much, but I cannot like go outright and everyone read this. The first manga in this regard called Bright and Cheery Amnesia. I read it when I was like for some reason searching for a lot of Yuri manga, and Bright and Cheer Amnesia is kind of cute and bright and cheery. It is about this girl who just have an accident and lost her memory, and she have a girlfriend, and like it starts with her girlfriend like looking at her in the bed where in the hospital, and like now she will not remember me when she wake up. I don't know what will happen. She will not believe we are girlfriends, and like, and the first time when she just like wake up like, oh my god, this is a beautiful woman. What are you doing here? I'm your girlfriend. Like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Like, and this is like the idea of the manga. The idea is like, even that she lost memory of her girlfriend, and she saw her for the first time again, she is like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Like, she fall in love with the same person again, which is like very cute when you think about it. Even that, yeah, it is amnesia. Yes, it is a bad thing to have, and there are like stuff that kind of sad with time when you can see it, but a little bit. But you can see it is bright and cheery because they still with each other. They still love each other. They still understanding each other, and they're like falling in love with each other again, which is make it very bright and cheery. Which is, I recommend it, but not that much. I will not recommend it as like one of the best manga ever or one of like that thing. But I would recommend like it is something if you like the first chapter, which is by the way, it is like 4 comma and the chapters are very short. So if you like the first 3 pages, you will like it all. If it's not, just leave it alone. Dear my teacher. This is another Yuri manga about a relationship between a teacher and her student. The student is like this girl who is a problem child, and she's like this smart girl who are good at school but still like very problematic, and she is an openly lesbian. Everyone in the class know that she is, and this is make a problem to her. She doesn't care. She go to this gay bar all the time, and stuff happen. I don't want to spoiler it this much, but like stuff happen and start a relationship between her and her teacher, which by the way the teacher is hot. Like whoa, and yeah, that's why I read it. Nothing really happens between them because there are teacher and the student, and the teacher like this is one of the rare kind of Yuri or Yaoi manga that actually talk about the issue between homosexuality issue and how people look at them, but it's still not that far away. Like usually manga do not talk about that deeply and like other media, but to take it just into the romantic side. And this one, yeah, there are like good drama here, but it's like a little bit creepy because teacher and student, but the difference in age is not that much because the teacher is very young and this is like a 30 years old girl, so yeah, maybe. It is one of those stuff that if you read the first 2 chapter and you like it, you will like it. If you not, I don't think so. But I recommend it for people who like Yuri actually. It is very cute, it is very cheerful. It have a good drama moment here and there. And yeah, I recommend it. Not that much, but I recommend it. It is still in the meh category. Asagao to Kase-San, which is another Yuri manga. This one was barely made it to the good category. It is good, but I don't think it have like the drama depth to it. It is cute, but it's not that cute, and I will not consider it funny. But it is fun to read, and so far, I find it cheerful. I find it like have this charm to it. It is about that girl who is like to work on the garden of the school, even that she's not part of the garden club, and she like just like flowers. That's why she do that, and she start having this relationship with the track team star, which is her name is Kase-San, and she's known for dating girls, and a relationship start. They're not that much to talk about Asagao to Kase-San. It is fun manga. If you like Yuri, you will like this manga. If you like something not full of drama and melodrama and sadness and stuff like that, but cheerful and happy and fun, and just about two girls being cute with each other, you will like this manga. Give it a try, maybe 2 chapters or so, but do not expect something much deeper than that. Magical Patissier Kosaki-Chan. Wait a minute. Was a thing. And most of the time I was not thinking this was a real thing. In the next video I will talk for length about Nisekoi manga. Maybe make videos about Nisekoi manga and anime. But for now, there are a spin-off manga about one of the girls become a magical girl in like different world scenario, like taking all the characters, give them for some reason glasses. Actually, no, just two characters get the glasses. The others stay the same, and they become like this magical girls. Not all of them. Some of them turn them for some reason into animals, and this animals like their helper, like this black cat Luna from Sailor Moon. Each one of the girls have her best friend as an animal, and this animal is the one who helped her to be a magical girl. And the main character is like who was the son of a gangster in the original manga. Now is like he's the modest student who everyone love him. In the original manga, everyone hate this guy, and now he's the modest student that everyone love him, and all the girls like, oh, dear senpai. It is hilarious if you read the manga, the original manga. I mean, by its own, it's so meh. It's so average, under average manga. Actually, if I didn't read Nisekoi, I maybe put that in the bad category because it's like have no depth, have very silly. It is not even in the same bar with most other magical girl manga. But if you love Nisekoi and you love the characters and you want to see more of them, this is an official fan fiction with them become magical girls, which is fun. Actually, you can see some of the character in even funnier situation. You will love the recasting of the character as magical girls, as magical animals, as villains, as heroes, as all that. It is so fun, but only if you like the original Nisekoi. This is almost doujinshi thing, but it is not. It is weird thing, and it gets a reference in the original anime. I think in one of the ending or the opening. I only read the manga, didn't watch the anime. So yeah, if you like Nisekoi, you will like this. Otherwise, totally not recommended. The next manga is almost hentai, or what people like to call Berline hentai. Even if it's like I read stuff that worse than that when it comes to nudity and sex. It is called Word End Harem, and by even like reading the title, you can guess the idea is like the word end kinda. Most men died. Only few survive because there are like this disease that only kill men, and there are like a small mystery about it. They want to get you into the mystery, but I think they focus more about like the life of this guys. One of them, which like the main story about which he's like want to discover why this disease happened and what conspiracy about it and stuff like that. But most focus about the sex life of the other guys, which is why you will read this, because a world where only few men survive and they can have any woman they want, and for some reason all women have gigantic breasts that the law of physics refuses of them to exist. I read this manga for one reason, which is the fun factor. You can guess that. Besides that, the manga have like no redeeming quality. If you want only like very very good manga and nothing else, and you cannot accept manga that have major flaw just to read it for like the fun, the sexual thing about it, to put you in like this amazing fantasy sexual dream of being the last man on earth with all your friend and family die, or like all the guys your friend die and now you have all the women. Yeah, this is a fun manga to read. It has a small mystery to it, but I don't know exactly what they build up to. Maybe that the woman is the one who killed all the men, but I'm not sure about that. Like, there are something about this. So, do I recommend it? Like, I tell you, this is the meh. This is like a try it on your own risk kind of manga. For some reason, this year I was into harem manga. I was searching for harem manga a lot. I don't know why. I think I know why, but I don't want to say why. Anyway, this is one of the better one. Iinazuke Kyoutei. I don't know what to translate for, but this is maybe the most simplistic harem manga I ever read. There are no twists to the idea, like the basic harem style. The story starts with this guy and his best friends. One of them is a girl who obviously she like him. The other girl who like another guy. So she's not like their best friend. They are not love interest in any way. And suddenly, three girls, one with long black hair, one like have this ponytail, I think, and one of them is like she look much younger. She's the lonely one, and they all like go to him like, "Hey, what do you want?" And the first one kisses him like mouth to mouth. By the way, in the first chapter, like, "Hey, what?" And hey, stop! Do you see what this girl doing? Like, and the second one, like, she also kissed him like, "What?" Hey, do you see this other girl with it? And then the third one, like, she also gets, hey! It was like weird, hilarious kind of like, hey, what's going on here? Why did this happen? And then it's like they have like this pact with him when he was a child and he don't remember any of that. Like he will marry one of them when they grow up, and now they like have this fight of who will like him. And I want to say like this manga is fun because it is take what harem manga is and do stuff you don't expect, but at the same time it's not out of the boundary. It's like everything you expect is there. It is like very 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 basic, but still the main character maybe a little bit different. I like this guy more than most other harem lead. He's like, I will not take shit from you, and he was like clear about like, I like this girl, okay, the girl from the beginning. He was clear from the beginning. I like this girl. I will not like lie to you, and make it a very weird manga in that regard. But like I said, it's just like if you like harem manga, you will like this. If you're not, you will hate it. It is either one of these two things. You cannot be in the middle of this manga. Even I, who like this manga, I want to know what happened. I have hard time like accepting it that much. But if you want to read something harem-y, this is maybe one of the best option you have. Now let's go to the cutest yet creepiest manga in this video. Sensei Lock-On. There are this not elementary garden school teacher and there are this kid who always tell her that when I grow up I will marry you, and like, oh, that's cute, you're just a child, you don't know what you're talking about. And she was ignoring him. And then we go into like uh, 11 years in the future, where she is like going to the garden school she was teaching in, where that child was like, oh, this old memory, this is the place where I work now. And she find this guy who's attractive, young attractive guy, and young adult who just going to the college, so he's in legal age. And he like, oh hey sensei, you remember me? And like, oh yeah, I remember you. And start a relationship with each other. It is like she's a 30 something and he's 19 or 20. And it is not very creepy because he's like a legal age, but he's the guy, and he's the one who after her, and she's like, maybe not, maybe this is weird. Like I said, it is kind of creepy in a way, but in a way it is also cute. There are one chapter where like they switch the age and like, it's, yeah, this is the creepy part. And it was like, it was imaginary chapter, by the way, so don't worry about this that much. Which is ask you the questions like, yeah, wasn't it creepy if the guy was the older one? Like, yeah. And I don't know what cute about it. There are something cute about this romantic kind of manga that also a 4 comma, like it's only a story of and 4 panels have like 2 small joke in each chapter, in each page. But at the same time, it's like it have no that does not have that much of like a drama to it. It have a comedy moment. It have like this cheerful, cheesy moment to it. So it is fun to read in some regard. But if you start thinking about it so much, you will hate it. I recommend it shortly. Like, read the first chapter. If you like it, you will like it so much. If you hate it, you will hate it so much. Do not expect that much of it. It's this kind of, you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it. There are like no middle ground with this. Now we will go to the good category. This is not in any order. This is like in the, I just put all my mangas in like good, bad, meh, and others, but I didn't put any real order. This is not a top 10 list, remember that, okay? So we are in the good category where we got to see good manga that I recommend to read this year. Trinity 7 Nin no Mashotsukai. This is harem manga slash action shonen with magic fight, and it is awesome. The main character is this sassy guy who is a pervert, who loves women, who is like very perverted, and he's still very charming, very awesome, very likable. He is a character who you believe that like, yeah, this is 7 woman magical super being in this universe will fall in love with for some reason or other. Of course, we learn that he have this super ability. He is destined to be like the greatest magician in the world ever, and there are like all this magic fight going on. It is very fun manga actually. Even if you don't like harem or ecchi, you will like it for the other reason of being just good action shonen. If you like magic stuff, and it is like in the closings chapters, I feel like it is maybe end in 2018 soon, which is, I recommend this manga if you are like not sure about reading it. Maybe you should watch the anime first. It's like only 12 episodes, and it is fun a little bit. There are a lot of characters that I like, but I have a problem with like there are so many characters that sometimes I like, who's that? Because there are like 3 or 4 characters that they look the same. for some reason. Sometimes the action is a little bit confusing where you do not know exactly what happened. But beside that, it is fun manga to read and one of my most enjoyment in 2007. Netsuzou Trap NTR. This manga had an anime last season in 2017 by the same name. Only 12 episodes. Each episode for some reason is 10 minutes, which make it like 6 episode kind of show. So many people in our anime hated the anime, say it one of the worst, they hate the characters. But I want to distinguish a thing here. There are a difference between bad anime and bad character because you hate them. Anime with character you hate. And they deserve to be hated. Like, there are so many characters in this anime, like, deserve to get hated for a reason or another because they did horrible thing. But in the same time, it is a good character when it comes to writing. Like, yeah, this is a 4-round character, they done well, but there are horrible people. Netsuzou Trap is Yuri manga, which is, I can say it's better than the anime because it's more depth. The anime is very rushed, but it's still mostly the same until episode 11 or 10. It is about these two girls who are friends since they was like kids, and one of them in the middle school start having a boyfriend and then start like dating a lot of boys and become like the school slut. The other girl is like, she's the reserve girl who's like start just dating boy in high school, and he's like the nicest guy ever. Like, I think most people who hate the girls in this show because they like the guy because he's a very genuinely good person and he's very very supportive. And something happened because these girls start liking each other and start cheating on this and cheating on their boyfriends without them knowledge, and stuff happen. A lot of stuff happen. A lot of cheating. This is why the show called NTR, because there are a lot of cheating. There's this feeling of this, oh, should I be with this guy even that I cheated with this girl? And this guy find out, and everyone like have their own idea about this manga. But if you watch the anime or read the manga, let me tell you my analysis of this manga myself and the anime. In every other media that's talking about love, they talk about love as positive power, positive force of good, of building, of making you a better person, of making you do a great thing in life. There are this anime about like a guy fall in love with a girl and he become the best in his sport, or the guy who in love with a girl and he used this force to save his country from this evil demon or something. Netsuzou Trap NTR show the other side of love, which is it is force of destruction. Sometimes love do that to you. Failed love story can destroy you, can destroy your feeling, your heart, can make you do stuff you will not imagine you will do. You maybe want to destroy the person you used to love because they will not give this love again to you in exchange to you. You maybe want to try to do a horrible thing to the people they love instead of you, and like in vengeance. And sometimes maybe just you be a self-destruct. I can see that in every character in this show. I can see that one of the character like between love and can decide, and this love destroy her and the other people who love her and she love because she cannot be decisive. The other girl who will destroy this girl feeling because she want her to be belong to her only. The other one who also in love and want to destroy everyone else's relationship because he doesn't see his love return to him fairly. And the nice guy, even the nice guy in this show, which is genuinely nice guy, is not like nice guy and talk, but he is supportive even when he find out that she in love with someone else, like he supported that. He have like some like, because his love is so pure, and this love will not return to him, his love destroy him inside. Like he can be with someone else, someone better, someone not cheating on him right now, or someone who will give this feeling back to him, but no. If you look at this manga and this anime in general as what it is, which is a showcase of how love is destructive power, you maybe find yourself one of the best manga ever written. If you didn't think about it that way and you seen this point of view of how to study love in negative way, you may not. Actually, I recommend this manga a lot. Actually, I recommend the anime a little bit less because I don't think it have the depth of the manga. But you can try it for a few chapters. It is a very short, not that very long, and I think it's monthly. And it is not over yet, but it is in the closing chapters right now. I think it will over in the next year, 2018. So give it a try. Balls. Balls is a Korean manhwa, Korean manga or manhwa, whatever you want to call it. It is maybe the best Yuri story I ever read. It is very depth about this girl who's young adult who have heart problem, and she starts seeing this doctor, and she have sexual relationship with her. I don't want to talk that much about it in depth because, like, it is, I will not call it melodrama, more like soap opera, because a lot of things happen. When soap opera, I mean, like, when in melodrama terms, like, when something happened, it happened, then over, and new thing happened, and over, and new thing happened. And this is balls, like, this relationship between these two girls. One of them is a doctor, and the other is her patient, who is just first year in college, so she's barely legal, you can say. The doctor is like this amazing character who's for some reason remind me of Fang from Final Fantasy 13. She is like this cool woman who, like, every female nurses in the hospital she work on have a relationship with her in the past. Like, she slept with everyone. She have this anti-love rule in her life, like, I will not fall in love again, just sex. Which is not a bad way to live if you want to be like that. And this young girl will, like, say, I will make you fall in love with me. And this is the story. It is very simple, very cute, but in the same time very melodramatic. There are a lot of moments like, oh, that happened, and a lot of moments like, oh, that happened. And it can be cute, it can be melodramatic. It is maybe in a point of a story going. This is maybe the best drama story I read this year. It's still ongoing, and I don't know where it will stop soon. I stopped reading for like a couple of months. I don't know. I like when I read, like, to stop and read after a few months, when like a few chapters just gather around, because I don't like to read one chapter each week. I like to make them like group together, then read them all at once. And this is one of this case. Like, I stopped a few months ago. I want to go back and see what happened. I don't know if it is over or still, but it is very good Yuri story. Even if you are like not into Yuri, as a story, as a drama, as a romance, it's very good. Balls is one of the best manga I read this year, so please go and check it out. It's awesome. let's talk about something science fiction, yet religious, yet weird, yet cute, yet disturbing. Space by Baek Jong In, which is another manga. This is a very weird one because how can I describe it? Just imagine the story how begun with a girl and nothing else in the world. Like there are no war, there are no life, there's nothing but this girl. And then God or something speak to her and give her the power of creation and start creating the world. This is a 20 chapter only. I heard that the entire manga is 24, but the last 4 chapters are untranslated yet. I read the first 20 chapters and it was very, very amazing. The story starts very slow, but like very interesting, and it's like, and there it is a weird sci-fi take on the story of creation through all religious and combine them all together and give them a sci-fi twist, and very weird and interesting. I cannot say that much about it to describe it, but it is something must be read to understand. I suggest to read it, even that it ends with a cliffhanger and will like make you want to know how this thing all end, but you will love what you will see because what there is very, very interesting, and the story is amazing, the character is amazing, the artwork is very cartoonish for some reason, for something this dark. And like I said, it is like very, very cute when it is cute, but very dark and disturbing and very menacing when it is need to be, which is make you like, oh. And how slowly the story turn into a darker and darker. Actually, this is remind me of another manga that I read, manhwa that I read later on, but this is a better manhwa. The other one will be in the complete section of the next video. But for now, like, yeah, this is one of the best thing I read in 2017. I highly recommend it, even like it is incomplete, which is shame because it is very good manhwa. I hope someone pick it up and fully translate it soon. Tomo-Chan Wa Onnanoko, which is mean Tomo-Chan is a girl, which is about a girl who is a girl. This is Tomo-Chan is a tomboyish girl who in love with her childhood friend, and she want to make him realize that she is a girl and she like him. And this is just this. It is each chapter is like only 1 page, 4 panel. It is 4 comma release chapter by chapter, like 4 times a week, I think, or 5 times a week. It is very popular in the manga Reddit page. Very, very popular. One, if he stopped like writing for a week, everyone go crazy. Like, when he will come back? We need more Tomo-Chan. Even that she is like very, very strong girl, very, very powerful girl. She's like this karate girl who can punch anything. She even proven over and over again in the manga that she's stronger than him. But she also very, very cute, very charming girl who just want to make the boy she in love with realize that she in love with him too, and she is very shy, very awkward. She cannot say that to him in his face, and this is very cute. And you can realize that there are other characters who in love with her, other characters who in love with him, and everything go crazy after that because the manga starts falling with so many characters. Even that it's just 4 panels each chapter is 1 page, which is amazingly. Right now, when I was like doing the math, this is will be like maybe 20 or 30 chapter in normal manga, but a lot of things happen, so it is very fun. In the highest recommendation, if you like anything romantic, funny, read Tomo-Chan. Tomo-Chan is one of the best things that I read in 2017. I started reading it in 2016, but it is still ongoing. So a lot of great thing happened this year, and a lot of chapters released this year. So read Tomo-Chan. It will not take that much of a time because it is like a very short thing to read, but very fun and very easy to read. I highly, highly, highly recommend. Let's talk about we can't study or we won't, we never learn. It have so many translations. The Japanese name is Bukutachi wa Binkoyo ga Dikinai. Okay. It's very hard to talk about this manga without talking about Nisekoi. Nisekoi is another manga that I read this year, but I finished it. So I'll talk about it in the next video. And it was very influential to me, so of course I was reading this too. Both are harem. But I think this done a lot of things better. Because in Nisekoi it starts with one of the girls, and obviously this girl is the one. Here start with two girls, and then a third one come in, and you really question who he will end with. The idea of a story is that there's a smart kid, very smart kid, who is from poor family, and he admitted that he is not a genius, so he's reached this level of being very good at the study by hard work. This manga do something very interesting. Beside the comedy, the romance, the harem thing, even the ecchi in some points, it is about studying. I was like a point like, wait a minute, this manga actually give you some technique of studying. Like, how to learn words, how to improve in math and English and everything. Like, wow. So it is, if you read it to become a better student or know how to learn stuff, because there are like books teach you how to learn stuff, how to memorize things, how to understand stuff, how to study better, and this one is like, yeah. Even that not the focus, but they do it a lot, so some focus about that. The idea of a story is also interesting. There are these two girls who are geniuses, in one of them geniuses in writing and one of them geniuses in science, but the girl who geniuses in science want to be a writer, and the geniuses of writing want to be a scientist. Even that they are bad at what they want to be and good at something else, they still want to do that. And it's like this, they are fighting the system. Like, just because we are good at something, it doesn't mean we have to do it. We have to do what we love, which is like very deeper meaning, very deeper thing about the character. Actually, I love this aspect of the manga, because the characters are not just the romance. The romance is a side thing, even that it is a focus sometimes, but most of the time about their studying. They want to reach their dreams no matter what, even if it is unrealistic, hard to reach, but they want to do it. And I love this manga, actually. This is one of the best manga that I read this year. This is why I highly recommend it. If you love romance, if you love comedy, if you love just good drama, read it. Hare Kon. Just very crazy manga. When I think about it right now, when I was going to read it, that time I was not expecting this at all. The premise of the manga is that there are this place in Japan, a city or a state, that make a new law that allow polygamy, allow a man to marry four women, to have four wives at the same time. Like in Middle East, actually, like I was shocked about that. Like, why four? I'm from Middle East, and I was surprised that they choose the number 4, like in Middle East, like what? And there are the story about this creepy guy who offer this young woman 100 million yen, I think, or 1 billion yen, a big number of money, and give her this money to marry her to be his third wife. And it just was like, when I was thinking about, like, oh, there was like 40 chapter when I started reading, and I was like expecting the worst. I was not expecting something very deep. I was expecting something creepy about, like, this is creepy guy, she will go marry him and he will like treat her badly, and she will the other wife will treat her badly, like. But no, actually, it's nothing like that. It was very deep study about polygamy, like why someone in Japan would write about subject like that. Seriously, I have no idea, because this is something that doesn't exist in any country except Middle East, as I think. And it's like about this relationship between one man, 3 women in one big house, and how they treat each other, how he give time to each one of them, and their relationship with each other, which is starts very badly and then become more friendly, and then drama happen, which was surprise for me, because there are so much good drama in this story, very very good drama. I was not accepted it at all, but what I get was very good, actually. Very good story, very good characters, studies of the characters, the monologue, their philosophy ideas and stuff like that. Like, it's just very good story, very good manga, very good story. I was not expecting that at all. I highly recommend it. This is one of the highest recommended this year. Just go and find Haricon and read it. It's awesome. Here a manga that everyone know about, everyone read, everyone watched their anime. OnePunch-Man. Yay! I started reading OnePunch-Man so long time ago. I don't remember who recommended to me before even the anime. I remember that I stopped reading it with the last chapter release, which was the fight between Saitama and Sonic, and this is where I stopped reading. And then I heard about the anime and watched the anime, and then start reading the manga again. But wow, actually the manga improved a lot. They start doing stuff more with the story. Actually, I think the manga improved so much, then go lower, then improve again, then lower. I have a few problems with OnePunch-Man. At some point it like become repetitive. It become like the same thing over and over again, like most shonen anime and shonen manga like Naruto and One Piece and stuff like that, which I afraid that will happen to OnePunch-Man, because the last arc is very very long, and there are like very long complicated story going on, which is, I don't know if I want OnePunch-Man to be like that. It is like we'll have like one big story now, and they do it very well. The artists are very well. Their comedy is still there. The story is still there. But I'm afraid that this will be another Bleach, another Naruto, another thing of that, because the last arc is still going and very 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 long, and I'm still reading it. I stopped reading like few weeks ago, maybe 1 month or 2. So I don't know where the story is going now. But last time I checked, it was like the tournament thing. And I'm not saying bad thing about OnePunch-Man, but I'm saying it's very good manga actually. Hey, I'm putting it very high up in this list. It's just that I'm afraid that it will go to a bad way, like another Bleach. But I hope it will not. I hope the writer is very confident and the artist is very good, so maybe it will not be like that. I'm sorry for being like negative about One Punch Man right now, but I am afraid because I love this manga a lot and I don't want it to go to the dark side of manga. So this is it about One Punch Man. It is still as good as it was. It is still as good as the anime. I hope the next season in 2018 will be great. And I hope more of this manga. Uh, if you didn't read One Punch Man, start with the anime. The anime will give you like a push to want to read the manga. And if not, it is very hard to recommend because the first volume, first few chapters are very different than what it is now. So if you read like the first chapters and you didn't like that fast comedy chapters things, it will be better with time. It will have more characters. A lot of interesting stuff will happen later on. If you like it so much at the first and like the quirky comedy, it will be still there but less and different. So yeah, I still highly recommend One Punch Man, but I'm afraid of the future of the series. Oh boy, let's talk about this emotional train wreck of 2017, at least for me. Minamoto-kun Monogatari, which is the tales of Minamoto-kun. Which, by the way, this title is a reference to Genji Monogatari, which is the Tales of Genji, which is infamous novel in Japan. Some people say it is the first novel ever written, and it is written like 1,000 years ago in Japan about this guy who like seduced so many women in the old era of Japan. This is kind of retail, but not a retail. It's a modern retail in different ways. Like not saying like, oh, this is retelling of this novel with a modern character. No. It's something more smarter than that. There are this guy who just go to college and his aunt work at the college as a professor, and he need a place to stay in, so she make him stay in with her in her apartment, but not for free. He have to work for her. What he work for her? Well, she is like studying a novel, which the novel I was talking about, Genji, the prince of that old era of Japan, who was seducing so many women, who actually have a relationship with 14 women in his life. And she wants him to react this entire thing with real women. And she doesn't mean like to act like be like a stage actor. No. She wants him to seduce 14 women like that guy did. And every time she give him, this is your new target, go after her, seduce her, and have sex with her. Like, wow. This is like harem manga, which is really in the tags of every manga site. It said that it's harem manga, but it is not as harem as you think, because harem is about like one guy and there are so many women after him. This is one guy after so many women, and each time the relationship go into disaster. Big disaster, actually. And the story is just very, very good. I was not expecting a very good story out of this. The relationship of the girls is like girl of the week, but each week is more than that. It's like every time, this is the arc of this girl. And instead of just like him after her, it's like more a strategic thing, like playing chess, but about like going after a girl, like what technique he have to use and strategy he failed with this time and what he have to do next time, and his aunt give him advice like, oh, go do this, and like, wow, like it's become very strategic, like watching Death Note or Code Geass when they are like making smart strategy. She help him doing stuff like that, but not as cynical or as deep as you expect, but more about character study, actually, when you think about it. Like, each time you want to see who's the new girl just to see how they will analyze her character. Every character appeared the first time like very one-dimensional, shallow character, not that interesting. But with time, a little bit with chapters, you learn more about the character. Like, you know how deeply they are, how emotional they are, what their weakness is, a strong point, and what they want and what they don't want. So, just like I said it here, like, this is a very interesting, good manga. Very good story. So itchy, very borderline hentai too. There are so many sex scene, nudity scene. But I will not call it hentai that much, but... And there are so many emotional moments, actually. This manga released in very weird way, which is like, I think, 15 pages each time, or something like that. And this is end up with less chapter pages because the opening and stuff like that. Like, every chapter ends so fast. But they done it very well. I won't, because I'm going over the time for this one because I love this manga so much, is that there are something I want to point out about this manga that I love so much, which is how they do the paneling. They do it very well. For some reason, I always look at that paneling and I love the paneling for some reason. Like, why I notice that when, like, show you a piece of part of the body and focus on it when there are, like, emotional, like, what the emotion of this character, focusing on the eye. The writer like to make a lot of eye scenes where, like, look at this eye for some reason. Actually, I love this manga a lot. One of my favorite manga this year by far. So when I tell you go and read it, go and read it. This is amazing manga. It is. I know that everyone will because I recommend it to so many people, and everyone like, I don't think so because it is sound by the description, by the images, by everything, like very horrible thing. But actually, it's very, very, very great manga. You have to read it. Wow, we are here right now. The final manga in this video. Otoyomegatari. So I think I said it wrong, but this manga is by far the prettiest manga I read this year. Artwork wise, this is the best artwork. If you're not interested in reading it, at least Google it images. I show pages of it for my friend who is an artist who loves to draw so much, and he was like, whoa, can't be a real manga. The artwork is superb, especially when they are like drawing dresses or a piece of furniture or environment. They love, the artists love to add so much detail to all that stuff. The story is anthology kind of, because it is each arc about different group of characters. It starts about like this older woman, maybe 22 or 23 years old, and she married to this boy who's 14 years old. And before you're like, what? And this is actually happened in like maybe in World War I era, I think, or World War II. I think World War I era is like happened in this era in I think either Pakistan or Afghanistan, and this kind of countries. And it is show you the environment, the habits, the custom of this era, of this places. And I was like surprised, like they did a lot of stuff, like, yeah, I know this stuff. And they showed very, very beautifully. The artwork is very, very beautiful. The story is, I will say it's like very good, but there are better stories I read this year. But about the story, it can be very interesting too. Sometime, you can say that there are arcs that better than the others. There are arcs not as good as the others. There are some parts that I think weak, but there are some parts that very strong. If you're only for the stories, well, the story is interesting, I think. But I think the artwork is what will sell it so much. It's like, whoa, this artwork is, I cannot describe it. It's just very, very good, very, very detailed. It's one of the things that will blow your mind when you see it. There are a lot of stuff that I love about the story. Don't understand me wrong. I will just say that it is maybe not the greatest about the story, but the story itself is great. But there are no long arc. It is more like a slice of life. If we take a small slice of life here, a small part of life here, and the arcs is like melt into each other. More like more than like, oh, this is arc 1, this is arc 2. No, it's like finishing the arc 1, talking about this story, and smoothly going to someone else, and then smoothly going to someone else, and it is ongoing story. I stopped reading it a few months ago because, like I said a few times in this podcast, that I like to make the manga when I stop reading it, when I finish what is over, to let have few chapter gathering around, then read them in one go. So I will go back in 2018 for this manga. It is amazing. Greatest manga I can recommend this year. Go find this manga, Otoyomegatari, which is amazing. Great, great manga. You will not be disappointed. So this is it for this ongoing manga that I didn't finish in 2017, and I hope finishing in 2018. There are other titles that I just read, like 1 or 2 chapters, so I didn't count them in this list. I removed them. But there are a lot of stuff to want to read in 2018. I hope you'll enjoy 2017. I hope you will enjoy 2018. There are amazing stuff there. Go find it. Let's read more manga together. And goodbye. See you with the next video where I will cover the manga that I finish in 2017. Goodbye for now.